Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. The year's almost over, and a lot of you out there are thinking about becoming a homeowner in the new year. The purpose of this video is to give you three things that if you, the buyer, do, you will be in a great position to be successful in the home that you're going to buy if you're looking to secure a loan. Hi, my name is Robert, and on this channel, we simplify the home loan process. Number one, gather your income and asset documents, your bank statements or statement preferably. The reason you need to gather these things before you reach out to a lender or anyone of that nature, you need to determine for yourself if you will be able to afford a home. Depending on your frequency of pay, you want to gather the most recent 30 days. This is with the assumption that you've been gainfully employed for 2 years consistently with no more than 30 days gaps in between employments. You're going to factor what we would call your gross income before any deductions are taken out. As a lender, we're going to qualify you on the gross income, but you live on the net. And so once you gather the 30-day snapshot of your pay stubs, you can calculate the gross. That's just adding up the totals prior to them taking any monies out. And then I want you to calculate the net bank statement, preferably one statement. For this exercise, you could just look at the most recent 30 days. If you have any buy now, pay later accounts in those bank statements, now is the time for you to find out where your statements are with these accounts because they do not report to the credit agency. Hopefully you can stop or pay off the balances before you get ready to go and apply. Secondly, you want to, if at all possible, segregate the monies that you're going to use for down payment and closing costs to get into said home into one account that's super clean, that only shows your income from your pay coming into it and not a lot of other items in that account. You'll thank me later and it'll make life easy for you. Bank statements are better than credit reports. They tell a better story as far as what you might owe and the true picture for your what we call your debt to income ratio. So clean those things up before you even reach out to a lender. While you're vetting your bank statements, you can also make sure that you see what monthly payments are coming out, recurring payments, so that you can get a good idea of what your debt to income ratio currently is. Okay. You can then look online, find a house that you think you might like or the type of house that you like. And whatever the purchase price is, we're now in an environment where 1% of that purchase price should represent your house payment. Could be a little more, could be a little less. But with that 1%, you can then, from your bank statements, see the recurring payments that you have coming out more than not, add those up. Okay. If you really want to be successful, go to your utilities that you've been paying and add those up, right? And then add up your net income and take that 1% of that house payment that you're guesstimating. And so all of the recurring bills, your utilities, and that 1% of that house payment, and divide that into your net income. And whatever those numbers are will tell you what your ratio, your back end, what we call your back end ratio is. And so in my opinion, in light of inflation and where things are, let's say 35 to 40% of your net income, if all those things fall within that realm, you should be Gucci. If it's super, super high, you can't afford a house. Don't let anybody talk you into a home. We have income tax time coming, and I see it every year. A lot of people that should not buy at this time get caught up into that, only to find out a year later when taxes and insurance go up, the escrow increases, which increases the house payment, puts you in a bind. I don't want you to do that. If home ownership is for you, it's a great thing, but you have to be able to afford it when it comes to owning a home. Remember, as a lender, we're going to use the gross number, but you live on the net. Since you have the bank statements, how much money do you have either in savings or in your other asset accounts that don't have a job assigned to them? Because that is very important. You're going to need those monies either for closing cost, down payment. You need to make sure you have some monies left over. Number 3, choose a professional realtor, lender wisely. Just because you see them online all the time, a big company, or they make things seem very easy, does not mean that that's the one for you. Ask some questions. Do they have a heart to teach? Or is everything rush, rush, rush? Do they have quick little slogans? You guys remember a couple of years ago, right? Date the rate, buy the house, or whatever. That's not working out for folks, okay? You need someone that you know, like, and trust. How do you do that is great thing with this internet now. A lot of folks are putting out educational content. Find that one that sizzles in your spirit. You'll know who he or she is. Okay. And then reach out and have a conversation. And also know that it's okay to talk to a couple of folks initially while you're interviewing. But once you get serious, you can't date everybody. So choose someone and ride with them. These are 3 very simple but important things. The first 2 will help you understand if you can afford the house. And then the last one should be a safety, a backstop, if you will, because if you have the right lender, I'll speak from my lane, I'm going to let you know if you can afford that house or not. Maybe you have to come down in price. Maybe you're not ready. Maybe you're not a homeowner. This is the process, real simple and sweet, that you can take and implement 3 things on your own before you reach out to anybody. So that's the video today, guys. My time is up, but I thank you for yours. If you'd like to reach out to me and have a conversation, my contact information is in the description of this video. But as I always say, let's be good to one another. Let grace abound. Watch these 2 videos next. And until the next time, indeed, y'all stay blessed.